the designated safeguarding lead. So before we start today's presentation, what I'd like to do is show you a short video clip of the student services that we offer and provide to all students at Barnet and Southgate College.
Hi, my name is Laura and I'm here to tell you about the support available to you whilst you are a student with us. So we really hope that you use this service while you are studying at Barnet and Southgate College. So we do understand that some of you may wish to get some extra support. Therefore, we have progression coaches who offer one-to-one support on assignments, structure, referencing, word count, and many more. So this support is outside of your lesson time and the appointments will be 30 minutes long. Also, you may find the progression coaches in your classrooms where they will be delivering workshops on a range of topics such as sexual health, drug and alcohol awareness, money advice, and many more. We also have the learning and enrichment assistants who can help you to access books and resources which will hopefully aid you alongside your course. And finally, we have a variety of enrichment for you to get involved in, such as competitions, games and activities. If you would like us to start a club or society, you can also do this. We really hope to see you all in September.
Hi there, my name's Lorna and I'd like to tell students who are interested in coming to our college in September about our careers team and what we can offer. We support students throughout the year to hopefully reach and progress to a bright career future. One of the things that we offer are one-to-one appointments. These confidential and easy to access appointments are conducted by our friendly careers team throughout the year. We talk about any aspect of learning and work, so whether you would like to talk about your future career plans, some jobs that you're interested in, or maybe courses that you'd like to do after this one, we are here to help. One of the other things we offer is workshops. Throughout the year, our friendly team come into the classrooms and offer tutorials about lots of aspects of work connected to your course. So whether we're talking about options for you for when you finish this course, or perhaps applying to university, maybe applying to apprenticeships or searching for jobs, once again, we're here to help. One of the things we're also proud of are our events. Careers events are conducted again throughout the year, and we are very proud of our links with employers and also with training providers, and that includes universities. We also have lots of speakers who come to the college to talk to our students. We have fairs, and we also take the students on trips. Not just to UCAS fairs and job fairs. For example, last year we had some very exciting events. Our students from the media department went to Falmouth University on an overnight trip, which was very successful. And students from our health and social care department went to the Royal Free London Hospital for an away day. We look forward to seeing you in September.
Hi, my name's Kat and I'm here to tell you about the learning coach support and the additional learning support we have available in student services at the college. So if you decide to become a student with us, there's a ton of support available to you and it's all for free. So the learning coach team, they are an amazing and friendly team there to support you with your English and Maths, GCSE and functional skills qualifications. They provide both one-to-one support and small group support as well if you prefer. Over in additional learning support, we also have an amazing team of teaching assistants, learning support practitioners, learning support tutors who provide in and out of class support. We also have communication workers and sign language interpreters, as well as a wide range of assistive technology to support you with independence in your learning. So if you have an educational health and care plan, the support is available to you, as well as if you declare a mild to moderate learning barrier. So hopefully see you soon at the college.
If you have any further questions or would like any further information about the support that we offer in student services at Barnet and Southgate College, please contact us on the following. For further information or any questions about enrichment, academic one-to-one support and workshops, please contact laura.sampson@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. For any further questions or information about careers advice, events and guidance, please contact careers@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. For further information or any questions about support with your English and Maths, GCSE and functional skills qualifications, please contact cat.corson@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. For further information about the additional learning support that we provide, please contact learningsupport@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. And finally, if you prefer to speak to one of our friendly team, please call us on 0203 764 4403. We look forward to seeing you in September.
Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you found that video useful, and it provides a full overview of the support that we provide as part of student services. However, today what I'd like to do is be able to focus on the actual learning support that is available for students that either have a declared learning support need, an education healthcare plan, or if you feel you would benefit from any additional assistive support at the college when you start in September. Okay, we'll wait for the slides to change. So at Barnet and Southgate College, we offer a student-centred approach. So what I mean by student-centred approach is that we aim to support the students from either speaking to their parents or their guardians at home to be able to identify the best support for their needs. We would also communicate with your prior education establishment, whether that's from secondary school or your previous college that you went to ascertain how we can support you, or information on any exam access arrangements or support requirements. And we would also work with external agencies and always willing to get advice and information from any friends or peers that feel that you would benefit from any additional support. So the angle is really just to provide that overall basis of support by ascertaining information from everyone that knows the student so that we can actually tailor the support best for the individual needs. As part of the student services standards, our aim really is to promote and maximise the support for students, which will enable them to have a positive learning experience and be prepared for adulthood and employment. We adopt a variety of mechanisms to gather student feedback, because as a service to students, we're always aiming to identify areas on how we can improve and further develop the service. And one of the best ways in order for us to ascertain or identify how we can continue to improve is to get feedback from students. And also, we aim to create a welcoming environment where all students, regardless of your background, your support needs, where you've come from to study, and the aim really is to feel safe and have a space to learn and socialise and meet friends or discuss support with your peers as well. So as part of the college's local offer in terms of support, we provide a range of tutorials and awareness sessions to support students, and that could range from English and Maths study support, identifying ways to support your development in developing study skills, time management, or even topics around being safe, knife crime, sexual health awareness, awareness around consent, etc. So we cover a range of different topics. We have an assistive technology coordinator that will provide additional support to individual students to access different types of technology that can enable you to become an independent learner. One of the key ways to assist young people and more adult students to become independent in their learning and preparing them for adulthood. And assistive technology can range from Claro Read, Dragon, assistive software that can either read or dictate, and even apps that can help with mindfulness or supporting you with mental health and well-being, etc. So a range of different assistive technology that we have available, particularly for students with dyslexia or requiring support with additional time management strategies as well. Our local offer covers support for students that may have a medical need or a physical disability. So what we would ultimately do is, if we are aware of what your needs are, we will conduct a health and safety risk assessment that will help determine ways in which you can access all different parts of the campus, and ensure you have accessibility to all the support and classes, and be able to access your learning in as well as any student's entitlement. We also offer study skills development within the Learning Resource Centre. As you saw in the video, we provide that through our learning coaches that provide specific support for English and maths, or our progression coaches that offer assignment support as well. And that is accessible throughout the academic year. We also provide support, particularly for formal exams. If you would benefit from any additional time, a reader, a scribe, access to a word processor, any particular support that will help reduce barriers to learning, and engaging in your formal exams. So all students that are entitled will have the best opportunities to access the formal examination process. We have attendance and engagement support, access to ICT, English and maths, from our pastoral support, which our early help advisors will provide signposting and referrals to external agencies, and that's to support either with housing, financial support, accessing benefits, sexual health advice, etc. And we also have a team of designated safeguarding support officers that would also provide support for students that are deemed at risk or require any additional support. So that is the local offer provided by the Student Services team. Now, our delivery of support, particularly with our response to lockdowns recently, we are able to provide support both face-to-face and online. One of the key mechanisms that we use to support students through online is using MS Teams, and all students will have access to Office 365, which will enable them to have access to all the systems available, so you can have face-to-face contact, whether that's either coming into the LRC or whether that's accessing the online support. Now, the Student Services team, we offer, as I mentioned, one-to-one support, or we offer a range of workshop and groups support, and also specialist support, which often works with external agencies and professionals that have or are working with students. So the one-to-one support that we do offer is counselling, careers advisors, learning coaches, our learning support tutors that offer one-to-one out of class support, or our welfare advisors, and also our safeguarding support. Advisors will come into your classrooms and deliver workshops around different career opportunities or progression into further education or higher education. Our learning support practitioners that provide in-class support, as well as our teaching assistants that also provide out-of-class support and one-to-one support, and the progression coaches that offer those workshops around personal development, around healthy living, consent, prevent, safeguarding, etc. And our specialist support that provides support working with external agencies such as local authorities, or working with previous schools such as our ALS placement officer, that is our designated person that looks oversees the support, particularly for students with an education healthcare plan, and our exam access arrangements advisor that also provides the assessments if you require any exam access arrangements. Now, if you require any learning support, whether that is during your course, situations or personal circumstances may change. So we identify that students can require support very early on, or midway, or near the end of their courses. And we welcome students to be able to contact us at any stage during their course. However, if you do have an education healthcare plan or any reports that identify specifically needs for your learning or any support arrangements, we'd like to know that information as early on as possible, so that will enable us to put the support in place timely. If you are entitled to exam access arrangements, we do welcome you to also forward to the learning.support@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk mailbox any evidence that you've had from your previous school, and also send in reports such as CAM, speech and language, educational psychologist reports, any evidence that will help enable us to plan your support effectively. Please do send that in as soon as possible. Or equally, if you fancy just to chat or to identify what support is available to you, please just contact us. We are also happy to speak to previous schools if you feel that that would be beneficial, in order for us to ascertain more information around your support needs, particularly for students that are progressing from secondary school, to help support and help with your transition and enable you to have a very smooth process in terms of starting college. We will be more than happy to speak to previous schools. So do let us know well in advance. If there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any of those. So I have a question from Katie Barker. Education healthcare plan needs assessments. They may not be ready for a while. Should I wait for the plan to be drawn up? No, please do forward any record that you have. If things are in process, we can follow that through anytime. So any evidence that you have of your support needs, please feel free to send them through to us as soon as possible, and that will enable us to be able to feed back on the support. When is the best time to consult with the college? When a child is in year 11 in September, do we contact you directly with an ECHP prior to the end of the GCSE year? What we would normally advise is that you consult directly through your local authority. So if you can inform your local authority SEN officer that you would like to come to study at the college, they would often formalise a consultation process which will enable us to read through the plan, and also what we would do through the consultation process is get in contact with you individually to have a learning support interview so we can identify what your actual support needs are. So you're more than happy. We don't mind either way if parents want to send through the education healthcare plan, but often we do need to go through the formal consultation process in consultation with the local authority. Next question I have: if a child or young person has access arrangements recommended by an educational psychologist, does the child or young person in college carry on with the same recommendations? Sometimes that is the case, but each centre would need to conduct a separate assessment. So what the requirements are from the educational psychologists, we'd often want to allow that support to continue. However, what we would often do is make sure that we have an up-to-date report on what the needs are to support the student during their exam access arrangements. And we will conduct our own assessment. And sometimes it's often that the same support applies and continues, or we can update as and when the needs do change. I have another question. I'm a mature student and have recently signed up for GCSE Maths and English, but I'm not sure if I'm accepted. I would like some careers advice. What I would advise is if you contact one of our careers advisors or email the careers.barnetandsouthgate.ac.uk for more information around the careers advice, or alternatively, you can have a look on the college website on how to access a careers advisor on the student services page. The next question is, hi, are you running the TFL work program this September? That if the information is on the website and comes under courses that you can apply for, that I can find out more information in terms of that offer. That is normally offered through the LDD, the Learning and Disabilities Department, which offers a specialist provision for students. What we can do is, if you were to provide your information or email us separately at the learning.support mailbox, we can find more information in regards to that for you, in regards to the TFL Steps into Work course. Are prospective students able to make visits to the college and course they're interested in? Normally what we would do, we would actually provide that support. However, due to restrictions around COVID and minimizing the spread of infections, that's something that we would need to discuss individually with you. However, I'm not too sure if that is something that we are able to offer. Maybe towards the end of the academic year is something that we can look into. But the aim at the moment is to keep everyone safe and make sure that we are able to minimize the spread of the COVID infections. Next question. I applied for level 3 extended diploma in applied science, year 1, but I cannot find the course fee on the website. I would advise if you can email info@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. That would put you in touch directly with the customer services team, who would be able to provide you with more accurate information around course fees. I hope that helps. I have another question. When would you conduct your own assessment for students without a plan, but with an educational psychologist report? Would this be prior to starting the course in the summer holidays? What if we felt a student that is currently studying with us requires an education healthcare plan assessment? That is quite a robust process, which requires us to gather as much evidence and to enable teachers, their personal tutors, to be able to report on the support needs of that individual, what support requirements they have or are required to be put in place. So for students that haven't yet started with us, it will be very difficult for us to be able to start that process. However, what I would advise is that you start that process with the current education setting. And if the process is still ongoing when you become a student with us, we can help input into applying for an education healthcare plan assessment. I hope that helps. I have another question. I applied for functional skills maths level 2 and GCSE English. Will I have to take an initial assessment if I don't have my results? Unfortunately, that's not a question I can answer, because that is a process that is normally conducted as part of the enrolment process, and the curriculum area would normally determine whether an initial assessment will need to be conducted. However, if you have any questions, please feel free to email info at barnettsouthgate.ac.uk for more information around the initial assessment process. Please provide more information on support for A-level or the inclusive sixth form. So the support available for the A-level inclusive sixth form, there is more information available of that on the website. That support is normally directed by the A-level department, and is something that is quite separate from the learning support team at Barnet and Southgate College. However, they do offer smaller tutorial group sizes that will enable students that require that additional support to have a more inclusive tutorial program that is enabled to support them with their needs. But if you do need more information around the inclusive sixth form, there is more information on the college website, or please do look out for the next open event that is going to be hosted by the sixth form manager, sorry, the A-level manager. Okay, so I have a question in regards to a young person following on from the ECHP assessment, around conducting an ECHP assessment with the college. We can support with that, with the process. I understand the young person is autistic and non-verbal. What sort of course could your college offer him? He will be 19 when he starts. If they do have an education healthcare plan, what we would offer is one-to-one in-class support, or even one-to-one mentoring support outside of class. We would also conduct an initial learning support interview, which will enable us to ascertain what that individual's needs are. That information will be promoted or published on the learner records, which is accessible from all staff who are supporting that young person, and will be able to identify what strategies they need to implement to support them with their learning on programme. If they are 19 plus, what we would often like to do is, if they have an education healthcare plan, that same support applies. However, with 19 plus students without an education healthcare plan, the funding slightly changes. So what I would recommend is that we have a separate discussion, or even conduct a learning support interview to ascertain what the actual needs are for that individual. Can you provide one-to-one speech and language therapy support for an autistic child who needs to catch up on education that was lost? We do offer speech and language support. We do have a speech and language therapist that is also operating within the specialist learning department. However, for students on mainstream courses, what we will tend to do is an initial discussion on what their difficulties are around communication, and then what we would often do is ascertain information from that student or their parents or previous education provider, and looking at reports that they may have of their speech and language needs, and put in a robust plan of support that would often be detailed on our learner records and enable all tutors and staff working with that student to be able to utilise the strategies that have been discussed with the learning support team. I have a question. Where can I find virtual support for maths and English? That would be through our learning coaches. So if you was to email, if you are a current student, you can email lrc@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk to access that support, and someone will be in touch to be able to offer that support to you if you are a current student. Do we have access to speech and language, occupational therapy, if this is included in the education healthcare plan? This is a very good question. We do offer this support if the student is within the supported learning department. However, I don't believe we have an occupational therapist. We would normally advise and liaise with the local authority and the current occupational therapist that is working with that young person, so they can continue with that support external to college. If the student is on a mainstream course, we would definitely advise that the occupational therapy support continues with their current specialist that the student accesses external to the college through the local authority. For course, my next question is, for course interviews, registration in August, are parents able to attend with the young person? I do believe that is allowed. We do, I feel that it's, if parents and students, sorry, potential applicants would like their parents to attend, I think this will help the young person, because it can be quite daunting coming into a new environment, especially where you've never been before, and having the support of parents is always welcomed. Okay, I don't seem to see any more questions coming through. Um, as I mentioned before, if anyone has any questions in regards to the learning support that we provide at Barnet and Southgate College, please feel free to contact us at learning.support@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. Thank you very much.